you feeling? Welcome to a new episode of Search and Report. I am your host, True Fernie, and it's been a while. Things that kind of finally settled down a little bit. You know, as y'all, if you've been listening to the podcast, you know that I've been in the process of moving. If you follow my Instagram, if you follow my Twitter, blah blah blah, wherever I talk to the world out there, you know that I've been going through a somewhat of a stressful move across the state, but hopefully we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. It should be done. I'm not moving again in like 5 years, bro. Straight up, I don't like this. I don't know how, like, those kids, remember when you were a kid and you like had a new kid in school and they were like, oh yeah, I just moved from like halfway across the state or halfway across the country. Like, yeah, it's for my dad. Like, parents that put children through that, y'all are evil. Like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, even me, I feel like I came out of this move damaged. And I can't even imagine what it feels like to move constantly as a child. So, bro, yo, shout out to y'all. But yeah, I decided to do a little not a little, because it is a podcast. This is the next episode of the podcast. If you follow my Twitter, I did say that I was taking a little bit of a break of the podcast / my video streams, etc. Just to kind of revamp the YouTube channel, revamp all my socials, Twitch channel and everything. And if you follow me on any platform out there, you know that I've revamped some of my art style and some of my branding, which I'm very, very excited about. I love it. I always wanted to be drawn in a cartoon style / graffiti style. So yeah, shout out to the guys at Ploink over on Instagram. They're a marketing agency. They're super cool branding agency. I recommend them. They're a great group of artists and they know what they're doing. So yeah. But without further ado, as one of my favorite newly found podcasters out there, Jeff Grubb, says, this is the internet, you're busy, and you know, man, let's just get straight into the first news item of the week. And I'm gonna be real quick. That's too many reels in one sentence, but I woke up today not expecting there to be Nintendo Switch news. Well, I woke up and I was like, damn, it's only Thursday? What the hell, man? But as it always, it's a common what's the word? It's like a trend at this point, man, that every 2 to 3 months there's a huge Nintendo Switch Pro rumor. But now, at least now, there has even more validity to it. If you've been listening to the podcast, you know that I've been talking about the Nintendo Switch Pro rumors for a while now. There were reports of Nintendo meeting up with potential suppliers of the mini OLED screens. There was an upgrade on their chips that they're using on the upgraded Switch. So, I mean, it's not news, so to speak, but it is news now we kind of got a date. Now we got a time frame as to when the Nintendo Switch Pro might potentially be coming. We still don't know. It's all still up in the air. But this has validity now because of Bloomberg. Bloomberg reported today, specifically, this was reported by Takashi Mochizuki and Devi Wu. Nintendo plans upgraded Switch replacement as soon as September. Ain't that crazy, man? Ain't that crazy? That's so quick. Here, Bloomberg reports announcement of new Switch could be made ahead of June's E3. Suppliers say Nintendo likely to price new model above the $299 current price tag that the base model Switch has. Nintendo company plans to begin assembly of its new Switch as soon as July and release the upgraded replacement for its 4-year-old game console in September or October. People familiar with the matter said. The new console, likely to be priced higher than the $299 original, may be announced ahead of the E3 conference starting June 12 to allow publishers to showcase their full range of Switch games at the global event, the people said, who are asking not to be named because the plans are not yet public. It will be sold alongside the $199 Switch Lite, with the standard Switch phased out over time. Assemblers will start shipping the new model, whose commercial name is known only to a handful of people within the Kyoto-based company, as early as July, and production is planned to ramp up to a peak in the October-December quarter. This is despite widespread semiconductor shortages that have affected the supply of everything from automobiles. I can never say that word. To TVs, headphones, and games consoles, including the Switch itself. Nintendo has to compete for gamers' attentions with a new console generation introduced by rivals Sony and Microsoft in November. Their PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, which, by the way, shout out to PlayStation 5, man. Shout out to current gen games, man. I just recently, literally today, I just bought Mass Effect Legendary Edition for the PS4/PS5. I like to buy physical games because you don't have to deal with, storage issue, traditionally. If you buy a physical game, you don't have to worry about storage. You don't have to worry about updates necessarily, or patches and stuff. You don't have to worry about a lot of things. But man, Jesus Christ, man. I don't remember the last time I put in a disc into my PlayStation 4, my PlayStation 5. The last time I put a disc into, I don't know, I haven't known an Xbox since the 360, but I can't remember the last time I put in a game and it's just ready to play, man. Like, where did all that go? Where did that practicality go, man? Like, why what's the reason then to buy a physical game, bro, if I still have to download the data to my console? That kind of defeats the purpose of buying a physical game, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? Jesus, man. But I did buy Mass Effect Legendary Edition, and it's currently my PS5 in the background. It's downloading the damn game from the disc. But I don't know where I was going with this. But shout out to Nintendo Switch for still using cartridges and not having to download anything except updates. Shout out to y'all. But here Bloomberg continues to report the PS5 and Xbox Series X machines beef up the visual fidelity, speed, and performance of their predecessors, and both have been in extremely limited supply since launch. The Switch maker's response will be to upgrade its flagship console with a 7-inch Samsung display, OLED display, and faster NVIDIA Corporation graphics silicon, making it capable of 4K output when docked to a TV. Sorry, I'm just testing the mic. I'm just testing that this is the actual mic that I'm using right now. Yes. Yeah, like I said, this is something that I already reported on Search and Report. We had rumors that the upgrade of the Switch Pro, whatever you want to call it, the new Nintendo Switch, would have a mini OLED display and would also have a better graphics chip from NVIDIA, and specifically giving the dock the ability to upgrade graphics to 4K. And of course, Bloomberg is Bloomberg. It is a reputable source, so I mean, it's no longer a rumor. It's more of a leak and more of a insight to what is actually happening behind the scenes with Nintendo. But I'm excited, man. I'm super excited. I woke up, I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, okay, so today's a huge news day. Today is the day I have to come back and upload a video. Today's the day I have to record a Search and Report podcast. Today's the day that I gotta just talk about this, man, because I've been MIA for almost 2 weeks. I think I don't even remember the last time I uploaded. It's been a while, but I was like, bro, I need to get back to it, man. There's so many news happening. I feel that ever since like E3 has been confirmed to come back this year, publishers, video game companies, console makers were like, yo, bet, all right, boom, here you go, here's all the shit we've been working. Here's all the stuff we've been working on over the past year and a half. And I'm excited, man. I'm super excited for this. I hope it's true. There's been rumors that these that the new Nintendo Switch Pro might drop didn't drop today, or I mean, at least an announcement. I'm not saying the actual console is getting released, but an announcement was gonna be made either today or tomorrow, per sources close to the I don't know what to call it, to the news. There was a seemingly a Nintendo insider. Her name is, I'm sorry, I don't wanna misgender. I'm pretty sure it is her. She is a wife, a mom, and an aunt. Emily Rogers. She replied to a quote tweet of this Bloomberg report from Direct Feed Games saying, "If an announcement is to take place this week, it will likely be tomorrow because Nintendo America is closed on Friday, thus lowering chances for a Friday announcement." Somebody replied at Alistair.ru replied, "What's your opinion about it? Will we see the Pro tomorrow, today, or wait until next week?" The Direct Feed Games replied, "Pure gut feeling, tomorrow or later today." And Emily Rogers replied with a emoji, the emoji with the finger in front of their mouth, kind of like saying "shush." Don't divulge any information that you're not meant to divulge. And of course, Emily Rogers at ArcadeGirl64. She is a contributor at Nintendo World Report, which is a website dedicated to Nintendo news, reviews, and etc. Again, I don't necessarily think that this gives any credence to the rumors that there might be an announcement today or tomorrow. I really don't know. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope this recording absolutely ages like milk that's already aged, so way worse. I don't know. I don't know what to think about this. I don't know what to think about it, because honestly, if they didn't drop it today, they might not drop it tomorrow, and at the same time, like, there's this whole conspiracy in my head that makes me believe that Nintendo is kind of holding off till we're closer to E3, and also because I feel Nintendo is feeling the pressure from other console makers. We recently got news that Valve has confirmed, or I mean, somewhat confirmed, that they are producing a Switch-like console, portable console to play Steam games on the go. Which I'm just gonna say right here, right now, that thing is gonna get hot. That thing is gonna be expensive. And the battery life in that thing is gonna be inexistent. Like, I do not believe it'll have more than 2 hours of worth of battery time, man. I mean, I don't know the details of it. There may be some plans as to how to bring down the power usage of a console of this sort, but then again, you just don't know. You just don't know what's gonna happen nowadays, especially with Nintendo. You can't expect anything, and these Nintendo Switch Pro rumors come in like droves. They're a wave. They'll ramp up for like 1 to 2 days, even a week sometimes, then they'll die down. Ramp up again and then die down again. It's like a wave. It's just too much. It's just too much for me to handle. I woke up and I was like, I'm not ready for this, man. I'm not ready for this, bro. But we'll see what happens. Now, there is something I want to comment on, and this is the price of the supposedly upgraded Switch that's meant to be announced tomorrow. Bloomberg further reported here in the same news article, pricier components and rising labor costs in China are likely to push the new Switch's price up from the $299 that the console has been at since its launch in March 2017. Though the final retail price is not yet known, suppliers expect their per unit revenue from business with Nintendo to increase. Nintendo shares rose for 6 straight days ahead of Thursday, bringing it closer to an all-time high on apparent expectations of an imminent announcement of new hardware. Suppliers are confident that they can fulfill Nintendo's orders despite the ongoing chip shortages. Its production lines are better prepared for the potential component shakeup, and the parts Nintendo is using are subject to less competition than those in its rivals' more powerful consoles. That's something that I kind of believe that will help Nintendo a lot. Their inability to provide 4K graphics, or to have to use the same type of components that the PS5 and the Xbox Series X need, kind of puts them in their own market, you know, because it is a portable console. As I said, I mean, 4K graphics are always nice to look at, but at the same time, man, we're gonna be looking at these things on a 7-inch display. Like, to me, if they just keep all the games at 1080p, and it literally stays at 1080p, give me 1080p 30 frames per second stable, I'm happy, bro. If you can give me 1080p 60, yo, that's just icing on the cake. But I do believe Nintendo's gonna have a little bit less of an issue trying to meet the demand of the consumer, but at the same time, we still got to think about bots. We still got to think about scalpers, man. Like, the Nintendo Switch, when it released, it kind of barely like missed the mark for when the scalping market just hit the video game industry. I mean, the video game industry has always been hot. The video game market has always been hot, but I've never seen shortage to this extent, man. I remember being able to go to a store and just being able to buy a console. They were just stacked up everywhere, man. So it'll be interesting to see how Nintendo and retailers approach this new Nintendo revision. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be pretty nice. I'm sure it's not going to be a very seamless transition to the market for this new Nintendo Switch console. But at the same time, man, I got my PS5. I am a veteran in this game against scalping. I'm just playing. I just got lucky, bro. But still, man, I am not looking forward for when this console actually releases, either in September, October. We'll have to see, but it'll definitely be closer to the fall this year. Wow, that was a lot to cover, man. That was a lot to cover. And now, not to bore you with like nothing but news, my next topic, I want to talk about Resident Evil Village, because I finished Resident Evil Village a couple of weeks ago on stream. By the way, make sure to follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Struferni, where your support is always greatly appreciated. It's a lot more easier to monetize the stuff that I do, these videos, streams, whatever, on Twitch currently than it is on YouTube. That is the sad reality, but it is what it is. But I did finish Resident Evil Village recently, and I kind of wanted to give it the same treatment that I did Pokemon Snap, because as much as I like scripting videos, as much as I like playing video games and reviewing them, it is a lot of work. And games, as you can see, they come out like in droves, bro. And the last 3 weeks we already got like 4 huge games released. We got Pokemon Snap, we got Resident Evil Village, we got Mass Effect Legendary Edition. There's just been a lot to cover currently, and I'm getting a little bit overwhelmed. So this is how I'm going to be approaching reviews from now on, and just uploading them as their own video going forward. Resident Evil Village, the story is a continuation of Resident Evil 7. If you didn't play that game, don't worry, you don't have to play it to understand the story of Resident Evil Village. I didn't play Resident Evil 7. I will go on record and say that I am a coward, that I am a little bitch boy, so to speak, when it comes to horror games, when it comes to scary games, when it comes to anything and everything scary. Like, bro, right now my door is open in the back. That even scares me right now. I don't know why I have it open. I should probably go ahead and close it, but I am recording right now, so I'm not gonna go do that. But you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying. I am a coward. I hate horror houses. I hate haunted houses. I hate anything and everything that has to do with scaring me. Why? I don't know. Probably some unresolved trauma, but whatever. I did not play Resident Evil 7, and you do not need it. You do not need to play it or beat it to understand the story of Resident Evil 8. It is a direct continuation to the events of Resident Evil 7. We follow our main protagonist, which I can't believe I forgot his name. I can't believe Ethan. His name is Ethan, right? Bro, I can't believe I forgot this thing, man. Yes, Ethan. Jesus Christ, man. I played this game for like 30 hours and I already forgot the story. I'm lying. It was like 15 hours. It's a really short game. But it follows the story of Ethan and Mia and their baby. As you all know, Mia was captured in Resident Evil 7. By the way, if you play the Resident Evil Village, it gives you the option to look at a little kind of like a summary of the events that happened in Resident Evil 7. But just kind of cut it close. There was a mold that made people evil. It affected Ethan's wife, and now, you know, in order to, once Ethan saved her, in order to get away from all the mess, they moved to Europe, because apparently there's no mold, there's no evil mold in Europe for some reason. But there, Ethan is met with again a plethora of evil, a plethora of moldy activity, and a plethora of baby horror. Ethan's baby is kidnapped and taken to a village where Ethan is somehow ended up there after a crash. There's not a lot to talk about there. It just happens to you and you're just like, oh, now I'm in the village. And that's something I didn't quite like about the story. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a common horror story. Like, you're just trying to save someone, you're trying to get away from something, and that's pretty much it. That's all that you're just trying to figure out. What the hell is happening in this village? Why are people going crazy? Why are there lichens? Why are there beasts that look like werewolves, but I don't know if they're actually werewolves, etc., etc. It's a complete mess. But I will give this story its praises, mostly for the characters. The characters are amazing, man. I mean, excluding Ethan, Mia, and all the human characters, so to speak, they're flatter than cardboard. And what really brought out the personality of this game to me were the lords, the 4 lords of the village. Think of them as mini bosses or bosses, so to speak, of like the dungeons around the village. They add a lot of personality to it. As you all know, we all knew about the complete meme and the I don't want to call it a controversy, because it wasn't really a controversy, but the meme, the shock, the phenomenon that was the 9-foot tall vampire Lady Dimitrescu, that even my girlfriend, who's not big on horror games and not even big on gaming, knew about because of the memes. They added a lot to the story. They added a lot to the world. They added a lot to the environments. I believe they're very well scripted, very well made characters, except for one of them, the fish man, because honestly, man, I could care less about that dude. No, sorry, I couldn't care less. Excuse my 3rd grade English. But yeah, I mean, besides that dude, everything and anything that has to do with the characters, the bosses, it just makes the game feel a lot more alive. You know, you're not dealing with droves of zombies, droves of demons, droves of lichens over and over and over again, where it gets, you know, kind of tiring. No, you actually deal with very interesting characters, very interesting environments, very interesting dungeons and puzzles. So that's what I really liked about the story. Getting to know these people, getting to know these lords. I don't want to call them people because I don't think they're people necessarily. They're demons or some sort. But getting to know their story, it really put me in the world of Resident Evil Village, and that's something I just really like about video games. If you give me a good story, I'm gonna praise your game. I'm gonna praise your game till my heart's content. But except if it's a visual novel, I'm not too big on visual novels. But yes, characters are great. Characters add a lot of good just to feel like of you actually being in a haunted village, and I'm all for that. I will say though, a huge negative to this game is the sound design, man. I kept tweeting about this. I was so upset about it. I don't know why it really pissed me off, but Jesus Christ, man, the sound design on this game was terrible. The sound mixing as well. There'd be times where you just hear an explosion, or like you fall through whatever, a hole, or a bridge that's collapsing, and just the sound doesn't sound powerful. Sorry for my redundancy, but it just doesn't sound powerful. Also, voice lines here and there were distorted as hell. Like, it just didn't sound like it was recorded at a proper recording studio, and it didn't sound like it was mixed properly. It just felt very amateurish. I remember there was a couple of lines that Lady Dimitrescu actually kind of yells, and you can literally hear her voice clipping, her voice distorting. If you know anything about audio, you understand what I'm saying. It's just distortion. It just sounds bad. And I was like, yo, isn't this a AAA game? How is this oversight just oversought? Like, it was astounding to me to see that. It was kind of disappointing, and especially because it was mostly just in cutscenes, which you would imagine the developers will put a lot more attention, because it is essentially the story vehicle. That's what kind of brings the story to the forefront, and that's what pushes the story to the forefront. So I was like, yo, people are going to be paying attention to these things. Like, it's very different to experience clipping, like audio clipping, when you're playing the game, because your attention isn't all on you're listening, what you're seeing. You're just worried about surviving and killing this monster or killing this demon. So it was really, really surprising for me to hear how bad some voice lines sounded, especially during cutscenes. I was like, yo, this doesn't sound like Capcom. Like, this sounds like there was some issues. And again, there might be some issues because of the pandemic. Maybe they recorded it at their home studio. The voice actors, which is very common, doing voice over IP recordings and stuff. I used to work at a recording studio, so I know what I'm saying. But yeah, that was probably one of the biggest flaws from this game. Another big flaw to me was gameplay mechanics. I know and I understand that slow moving cameras, slow moving characters, and just slow gameplay mechanics in general add to the tension. Like, that's what Resident Evil is known for. You not being able to move the camera, you not being able to aim down sights as easy, you not being able to just aim in general, and especially with like fixed cameras. I kind of expected, I kind of understood that, but in this game, it just feels cumbersome. It feels like an obstacle you have to get over. It doesn't add any tension to the game. It's just annoying, man. The amount of times that I would get upset, because shout out to the PlayStation 5 DualSense. It is a great piece of equipment. It is technology that I've never felt before. It is one of the best things to ever happen to gaming. Specifically controllers. I'm sorry, I don't want to get my too ahead of myself, but adaptive triggers, man. They're always a hit or a miss. Man. And for this game, it was a complete miss. It made the gameplay mechanics even worse, because there are certain types, adaptive triggers kind of give some resistance when you're trying to push down on them, to like give you that realism of like, oh, I'm actually aiming down the sights, or I'm actually, trying to pull a trigger. These things were just hard. They were just hard to push for no reason. It didn't add anything to the gameplay. It didn't add anything to the feeling of you actually pulling the trigger. It just really was annoying. It was painfully annoying trying to press down on the shooting button just to get a bullet out of my handgun, and that kind of made me shoot a lot less. And it I just feel if you're a developer and you're listening to this, first of all, what are you doing, man? You got better things to do with your time, but shout out to you. Appreciate you being here. But if it's not implemented right, and if it's something that you don't have to implement, don't implement it. If it's not gonna add anything to the gameplay, don't add it. It's just cumbersome. It adds another obstacle to the player, you know, for them to really enjoy the game. And I mean, at the same time, I do have little dainty hands. I do have little dainty fingers. I got pianist fingers. I got whatever you want to call them. I got little delicate hands. But man, Jesus Christ, that was annoying. It was annoying trying to pull the trigger on anything, on and every weapon, every single weapon. So I wasn't big on that. I wasn't big on that. Besides that, it's just your typical Resident Evil game. Well, your typical first-person Resident Evil game, because as we all know, historically, Resident Evil games are third-person camera games. Spook factor. This game was one of the least spookiest games in my opinion. I got roasted on Twitter for saying that literally the dollhouse, there's a section of the game, I'm not gonna ruin anything, I'm not gonna spoil anything, was probably the scariest part of the whole game, bro. I don't know how to tell you, but that part had me cracking up. Like seriously, there's a certain enemy in that part that it is a little bit freaky at first, but if you let yourself kind of, you know, fall to the hands of this boss or enemy or whatever you want to call it, it's just ridiculous, man. It's ridiculously funny. It brings down the spook factor by 1,000. And I was like, of course I was still running around away from it, but after I was done, I was like, yo, that was pretty stupid. That was kind of funny. And I found myself in that same mentality a lot throughout the game. And I was like, this game is not scary, bro. It might be shocking for certain things, but it's not scary. I'm not tense. I'm not like fighting for my life. I don't know. I just didn't feel that spook factor that I felt in other video games, specifically Resident Evil games. Historically, I've played only Resident Evil 4. I know it's the most popular Resident Evil game out there, but it is the only one that I ever played because it was in the GameCube. And in that game, I felt frightened like probably 80% of the time. I know I was a kid back then. I know, you know, I've lived through life, and like there's other things that scare me now more than anything. For example, debt, a mortgage, and stuff like that. Just, you know, it's a lot of money related things. But I don't know. Like I'm still a coward. If I go to a hunt, if somebody invites me to the movies and they say, hey, there's this scary movie you want to see, I'll say no. I'll leave. I'll literally leave. I'll be like, no, bro, I don't want to be scared. But Jesus Christ, man, the dollhouse had me cracking up. The Fishman had me cracking up. I must be hearing things, but the Fishman cracked me up. The dollhouse cracked me up. Lady Dimitrescu, yeah, she was a little bit scary, but at the same time, like, this is a little bit of a spoiler, but her AI is kind of stupid, so you can get away from her very easily. The factory wasn't that scary. Like, the enemies aren't that really menacing. Like, it was an action game. It was a thriller action game, in my opinion, and that's fine. That's great. I think my expectations were just too high for this game, and especially being like the second only Resident Evil game I've ever played and beaten. So yeah, spook factor wasn't that great, and as I said, difficulty wasn't that great. Puzzles were annoying as hell, and they were pretty easy, pretty simple to do, and it just kind of felt like a walk through an action game. It just press here, go here, do this, do that. Just no real reward as far as it being challenging or it being difficult, if that makes any sense. This game was first person, which I did find kind of surprising for a Resident Evil game. As we all know, historically, famously, the Resident Evil games are third person camera, and I like third person camera. I don't know what it is about that, but being able to see your character be surrounded or be attacked from behind, it's like it adds a lot more to that spook factor that I was just talking about. It just makes you feel a lot more tense, in my opinion, because you can't really see, even though you can't really see on either first person and third person, a lot like behind you and to your sides. I don't know, first person just is jolting. It's jolting when you get attacked. It's just like, oh shit, damn. But third person, like, you can see, for example, if you're running and you see like a hand trying to reach and you over your character, that kind of is like, oh fuck, I gotta keep running, like damn. And it just adds a level of tension and of just, oh man, that was so close, damn. It brings up the adrenaline. It just brings it up a lot more. I don't know how to explain it, but I was a little bit surprised and / disappointed for, you know, this Resident Evil game being first person. I mean, but Resident Evil 7 was the same, so what can you do, man? All in all, Resident Evil Village is a great game. I know I talked a lot of shit about it, but it is a great game. It is a great action thriller game, is all I'm gonna say. The story, focus more on the characters. The characters are what bring this game to life. Not so much the story. It's pretty generic in my opinion for a Resident Evil game, but it is what it is. I think after beating this game, I realized that Resident Evil games aren't necessarily scary. They're just spooky and kind of funny. But I will say, play this game. Play this game, but get this game on a sale. Don't pay full price for it. That's all I'm going to say. And also the PS5, the next gen, or current gen, now that you want to call it. Well, I mean, this is next gen because it also released for the PS4. Not so much in the graphics department. There's nothing... wow, there's no wow factor to it. It's pretty underwhelming in the graphics department. That's all I'm gonna say. But yes, buy this game, play this game, but on a sale, or rent it if that's still a thing. But yes, now that I'm done with my little Resident Evil Village impression / review, let's go to the next topic, which is we had a Sony direct, so to speak, today. They just announced this Sonic Direct, which is called the Sonic Central, 2 days ago or a day ago, and people were hyped. People were just hyped about this because, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is one of the first times that Sonic did a sort of direct type of deal, you know, similar to Nintendo. So people were hyped about this because we haven't had a Sonic game in a while. It's been a while, and it is Sonic's 30th anniversary this year. But I think I'm just gonna go over like the biggest announcements of this presentation. We got, first and foremost, a new game from Sonic Team announced. Sega announced that they're working in a new game, a new I think it's the next iteration of the Sonic 3D games, a new mainline Sonic game. But here IGN reports a teaser trailer revealed that the game will arrive in 2022 for PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. No other information was revealed, but the teaser shows Sonic picking up speed in a forest setting, which seems to cause digital effects around him before his trailer leaves behind what looks like a runic symbol. And I was amazed, man, that people did not see that this was clearly, very, very clearly, this was a it's a Zap. The rune, whatever they want to call it, it said Zap. I don't know what people are misconstruing this rune or whatever you want to call it, but tell me that doesn't say Zap. Does that not say Zap? It clearly says Zap. So it's gonna have to do something with elements or whatever. We don't know, but we did get confirmation that the Sonic team is working on a new mainline game to be released next year. But that's as much as we got. It was just a short teaser, and I have more questions that I needed to you know, this teaser just gave me more questions than answers, but whatever. A huge announcement for this presentation as well was that we got Sonic Colors Ultimate. This is a remaster of the 2010 platformer, which will come to the PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC on September 7th. I am very, very excited for this. Oh wow, this is being developed by Blind Squirrel Entertainment, who did the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. The remaster will update the game's look and feel, as well as add new features and a new mode called Rival Rush. I am very, very excited for this, man. After Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, I didn't get to play a lot of Sonic mainline games, to be honest. I kind of just fell off from Sonic after seeing just how bad some of the Sonic mainline games can be, which is a shame, because I really did like Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, even with its all of its flaws. It's a very flawed game, I'm not gonna lie, but I loved it. I loved the music, I loved the art style, I love just the world, I loved everything about it. So but I kind of, you know, fell out of love from the franchise, but seeing this game and seeing it being remastered gives me a lot of hope. Gives me a lot of hope for the franchise. Gives me a lot of hope for I know fans have been, you know, asking. They're thirsting for a new Sonic game. But yes, this game is coming out in September 7th. I am very excited for this. I'm definitely gonna be getting this. I still don't know I don't know what console I'm gonna get this. I mean, the obvious choice would be PlayStation. You know, I don't know why the obvious choice though, but whatever. But I kind of feel that I should just get it for the Switch. You know, this is the type of game you probably want to play on the go. So, and it's only coming for PS4. It's not like, it's not next gen. Like, I'm not gonna be getting anything super crazy with graphics. We also got Sonic Origins compilation announced. Sega announced Sonic Origins, a compilation of Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2, Sonic 3, and Knuckles, and Sonic CD. No release date has been announced for this collection. So if you're a fan of the first few games from Sonic, there's going to be a compilation. I'm excited for that too, because I've been playing Sonic Mania for a little bit here and there, and I'm kind of falling back in love with this franchise, especially the 2D Sonic games. We also got Sonic Colors Rise of the Wisps animated short announced. To accompany the Sonic Colors remaster, Sega also announced Sonic Colors Rise of the Wisps, a two-part animated series featuring longtime Sonic voice actor Roger Craig Smith. We also got Sonic cameos. Sonic will make appearances in 2 Point Hospital, adding Sonic themed items on July 22nd and Olympic Games Tokyo 2020. With players being able to dress as their athletes in Sonic gear. Man, the memes that came out of this was pretty funny. We also got Sonic games on new platforms. They announced that the Epic Game Stores will see the release of Sonic Mania. PlayStation Now will receive Sonic Forces, Sonic Mania, and Team Sonic Racing on June 1st. And Amazon Luna will get Sonic Mania and Team Sonic Racing later this year. I'm excited for this. I got PlayStation Now. I'm definitely going to play Sonic Forces. Sonic Mania, I'm playing it on PC right now. I might as well just start playing it on my PlayStation. And Team Sonic Racing, man. I love racing games, so I'm really excited for that. And we got some other things here and there, but those were the main announcements for these things. I am super excited as well for the Sonic chains, the Sonic diamond necklaces that were announced. That was pretty hilarious, man. It was pretty funny that they actually came with this thing. Where is it? Where did they announce it, man? Sonic diamond necklace. I can't find it, man. I'm pretty sure they announced it. I'm sure I'm not just making this up. But yes, here we go. Kotaku. There we go. Soon rappers, jewelry enthusiasts, or nerds with money to burn can buy their own Sonic themed diamond necklace. Tucked into today's Sonic's new streams was a gem of an announcement. A collaboration between Sega and jewelry maker King Ice to create 4 gold chains featuring the diamond encrusted heads of beloved Sonic characters. I am so excited for this, man, and you want to know why? Because they look sick as fuck. That Shadow one, man. That Shadow one looks crazy. I want to get that one. I just don't know how expensive it's going to be. And the Knuckles one, all of them are great, but Knuckles and Shadow ones, bro, those go extra hard. That is amazing. That is amazing, bro. So for our final news item of the week, we got an in-depth look at Horizon Forbidden West, the next iteration of the Horizon Zero Dawn game. This game was obviously announced last year, but we still haven't gotten a release date for this game. And can I just say, man, I played this game. I loved it. It was pretty fun. I mean, it was kind of generic for an open world. I'm not gonna lie, but that's the problem with a lot of open worlds. They all kind of repeat a lot. It's a lot of just like, go here, do this, do that. Much like my Resident Evil review that I just did. But I will say I'm very excited for this. I'm excited for this because the game looks beautiful, and we finally get a next gen, PS5 exclusive game. Because Jesus Christ, man, I don't think we've had a PS5 exclusive. I think Returnal is the only PS5 exclusive game, and even that I'm probably never gonna play. I mean, the hype died down for that game exponentially. Jesus Christ. But I am excited for this game. This game looks beautiful. I'm sorry, bro. There's a guy talking on the screen right now. I don't really care about him. But yes, the game looks beautiful. The graphics look amazing. You can obviously tell this is a next gen game, especially with the reflections, especially with the ambient lighting, especially with the movement, the smoothness of everything. And I think the main things you can take from this gameplay trailer is that the combat is finally fun. It looks fun to do. Human enemies actually have weak points now, and it looks like the weak points of the beasts or the dinosaurs, whatever you want to call them, are now responsive to your attacks. Because Jesus Christ, man, if I remember something from Horizon Zero Dawn, is how difficult it was to destroy and kill the big beasts. Even if you hit them multiple times in their weak points, multiple times in their gas tanks, or whatever you want to call them, it was unbearable. They were just bullet sponges sometimes, man. So it is exciting. It is exciting to see that at least the gameplay mechanics have been upgraded, and it looks like they've actually put a lot of thought into this. Of course, there's still a few things that I'm sure they gotta tweak. For example, with Aloy's hair clipping here and there. But the environments look so beautiful, man. The lighting looks great. The ambient lighting looks great. The depth of field, the little effect that they add on the screen, on the edges of the screen, look amazing. The world just looks so alive, man. You can definitely tell finally that this is a proper next gen game. And I'm excited for it, man. I am excited for this game. As I said, I beat the first game. It was fun. I'm still actually beating the DLC for the game. I just need to get back to it. But it is a very interesting game. I think this game takes place in the post-apocalyptic San Francisco. The environments are great. But I will tell you, go ahead and play this game. Go ahead and play the first game. I'm sure you can find it on PlayStation Hits for pretty cheap. It's also on PC, so if you got a PC, you prefer play it on that. I don't know if they actually finally patched all the issues that it had when it first launched on PC, but I cannot stress enough just how good this game is. It's really, really good. It's really, really good. Of course, it's an open world game. If you don't like open world games, you're probably gonna get bored, but it's still a pretty fun game. But yes, all the links to everything that I talked about are down in the description down below. I recommend you watch this gameplay trailer. It looks beautiful. If this game releases before Breath of the Wild 2, it'll definitely hold me over until Breath of the Wild 2, because nothing ever beats Breath of the Wild, man. Doesn't matter if this game is 10 times better looking, Breath of the Wild is Breath of the Wild. I don't care. Call me a Nintendo shill, bro. I don't care, bro. But this is essentially PlayStation's Breath of the Wild, and it's a great game. I can't really deny that. There are some other things that they added to the gameplay, as you can tell. Aloy apparently now has a glider, which is great. It also looks like she also has some finishing moves, some finishing combo moves, and just overall the movement looks a lot smoother than its predecessor. It's definitely looking pretty good, pretty awesome, and I'm liking the what do you call it? Oh, she also has a grapple, if I didn't say that. I'm also liking the ambient lighting. The underwater, especially the water, looks amazing. There was something I was about to comment on. Oh, the lens flares. The lens flares look beautiful, man. Look great in this game. It is just amazing, and the environments look beautiful, colorful, very, very colorful. Just a great game, and I cannot wait to play this game, man. But folks, that's been it. That has been it. I have been True Fernie. Thank you. I hope you like the revamps that I did to the channel. Please make sure to follow me on all my socials, which are down below in the description below. Please make sure to listen to us on the go, specifically on with the audio version over on Spotify, Anchor FM, or Google Podcast, or any other of your preferences for or podcast hearing. Just search for us on Spotify as well. Just search and report. Our logo is a little Game Boy. You'll be able to tell which one we are, because I'm pretty sure we're the only gaming podcast called Search and Report. I'd be surprised though. I'd be surprised. Please make sure to follow me on Twitter, where I mostly spend, most of my waking hours just yelling to the void that is social media. Also, please make sure to follow me on Twitch, where I'm going to try and stream a lot more often now that I'm, finally settled, and where your support is greatly appreciated, and where I beat the games that I kind of do the reviews on, these first impressions. So if you want to know my unadulterated, raw thoughts about a game, go ahead and go follow me on Twitch, where I'm most likely playing a new game, or I'm most likely just replaying Breath of the Wild. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just love Zelda. Please make sure also to join our Discord channel, our Discord server, not channel, Discord server, down below. Where we talk anything and everything gaming, anime, memes, anything that might interest you as the viewer of my channel / listener of this podcast. And I think that's pretty much it. Oh, also, you can watch the video version of this podcast over at my YouTube channel, where I also do video game reviews, where I also do video essays on anything and everything gaming. So please make sure to follow me on YouTube. I'm trying to reach 500 subscribers. I just currently surpassed 250, which was a huge goal of mine, and I'm super excited for that. So yes, the games are back. The videos are back. Thank you for anyone and everybody who listens to me. I appreciate you. You do not understand just how much y'all mean to me. My voice is cracking right now, because it is true, man. Anybody, all my friends and family who listen, just tell your friends. Let's get more people in here, bro. I'm tired right now. I'm tired. That's it. But folks, please take care of each other, but most importantly, take care of yourself. See you on the next Search and Report, and see you next week with a new video, most likely. And if not, I'll catch you on the stream. All right, bye.